Smoke one of yours. I gotta do some work on this.
We guys. There we go. Yeah.
Or you can get that thing wrangled.
I will wrangle it. I hope. Wrangle, goddammit. Wrangle. Wrangle's over here like, what do we do?
Let's see.
Do I need to snip you, young man?
Maybe.
Ah, yes. The sweet spot. We found it. There you go, little buddy. Every little joint has a sweet spot. You just gotta hit it. Just gotta hit it right.
Just gotta find it.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, please click the thumbs up, click the likes, click the share. Let your friends know. I don't know why I'm talking like that. It's like, here, put a pair of sunglasses on. Now you sound like somebody else.
Now you sound like somebody else. Now you have a different voice. Put on your advertising voice. Let's see. Who else? Let's see here. Yeah. You. Derek, get in here. Where's Lloyd? Fucking. Stop changing your fucking profile picture, Lloyd.
It's my profile picture. I'll change it if I want to.
Jesus.
Dude,
that one. There.
I remember back in the day.
Yeah.
When all this shit was on MySpace. And you could put up the song that you wanted everybody to hear when they first came to your MySpace page. And of course, I have death metal blasting, so the first fucking thing that's blowing right through your ears was like Slayer and Cannibal Corpse.
There you go.
It's good shit.
Who's that other Kevin guy? That one.
Ooh, yeah. Nice pit vipers. I like those things. Just a little heavy on the head right at the moment. There we go. And we're posting for everybody to see.
Yes. And we have posted.
There we go. That up.
Where's the weed?
I put it right here. There you go. Do a weed.
Yes.
Well, it's still fucking winter out there. Right. I don't care what the fucking what the thing says.
Allegedly it's spring, but
I don't
it's
care.
Still snowing like a motherfucker.
I don't care what the calendar says. Right. Calendar is wrong. There ain't no fucking spring out there. It is a goddamn fucking winter wasteland.
It is endless winter. It just won't stop.
No, but yeah, it is just like kind of like a bitch when we were driving in and everything, and the wind is like kicking up and throwing the fucking Honda around.
Right.
Barely enough traction to get by.
Snowy, blowy, blustery, windy day.
Ladies and gentlemen, a god has fell this day.
Yes.
The legendary Chuck Norris has passed. Holy shit. I didn't think this guy would ever leave planet Earth, but he did. He did.
Right.
He's gone.
He's gone.
D-E-D, dead.
if you believe the rumors. I, however, do not. I think Chuck Norris faked his death, and I think he did it for the benefit of mankind because, I mean, he's Chuck Norris. If he had kept living longer, I think we'd all just start to get suspicious that this guy has God powers or something.
There are men who are remembered. There are men who are mourned. And then there is one man who death had to ask politely and still had to wait. He was born in Ryan, Oklahoma, population 800. By the time he left, the town had already peaked. The Air Force stationed him in South Korea. He arrived as an airman named Carlos. He left as a weapon named Chuck. He lost his first 2 tournaments. Then he won 183 fights. Nobody talks about the 2. He once fought a man inside the Roman Colosseum. That man was Bruce Lee.
Killed him.
It is the only fight in recorded history where the building was the 3rd toughest thing in the room. Steve McQueen, the coolest man in Hollywood, studied karate under him, then told him to try acting. Even the king of cool knew when he was standing in someone else's shadow. In the 1980s, Hollywood made action movies about him. He didn't use stunt doubles. Stunt doubles used him as a reference photo. He played a Texas Ranger on television for 8 years. Then Texas made him an honorary Ranger for real. The badge was a formality.
That's true.
The state had been his since the pilot episode.
That's true.
He was once bitten by a king cobra. After 5 days of agonizing pain, the cobra died.
That's right.
His
Goddamn
roundhouse kick
right.
has been registered as a natural disaster in 14 countries. The other countries are still filling out the paperwork. The internet tried to turn him into a joke. His favorite? They wanted to put Chuck Norris on Mount Rushmore, but the granite wasn't tough enough for his beard. He didn't laugh because it was funny. He laughed because it was close. There is no chin behind his beard. There is only another fist. On March 10th, 2026, his 86th birthday, he posted a video of himself sparring in Hawaii. The caption read, "I don't age, I level up." He wasn't joking. He never was. Some men leave behind a legacy. He left behind a list of things that are still afraid of him. He was the most badass man in history, and he didn't need anyone to tell him that. But we're telling you anyway. Stay.
Fuck yeah.
You know, he may have been a MAGA piece of shit, but I think we can all agree it's okay. 'Cause, I mean, it's Chuck Norris,
man.
Stars of gold on the field of blue. Alaska's flag may it be to you. The blue of the sea, the evening sky, the mountain lakes,
and the flowers nearby.
the gold of the early Salgo streets, the precious gold of the hills and streams,
The brilliant stars in the northern sky, the bear, the dipper, and shining high, the great North Star with steady land and sea, big and bright.
Alaska's flag to Alaskan steel, the simple flag of a last frontier.
Oi!
It's good to see you, Ashley. What's going on?
Yo, let's talk about the Iditarod. The Iditarod 2026 has concluded in Nome. The logical finishing point of this race. And Jesse Holmes is once again your Iditarod champion. But that is not the important part. You see, Jesse Holmes is only as good as those sweet little angels, the dogs. And at the end of the race, the real work begins because some of these dogs will be retiring from the sled, which means that these little fur babies need forever homes.
As the last musher reaches Nome, Iditarod comes to a close, and for some of the athletes, it's their last race. So where do they go after that? You can take the dog out of the competition, but you can't take the competition out of the dog.
Jimmy is my sidekick. He's our spokes dog right now for Jimmy for our organization, and he's run Iditarod 3 times. He finished with 3 different mushers because he was such a good leader.
Julie St. Louis has dedicated years to finding new homes for these athletes.
If they want a skidjor, or if your kid wants to do a 1 or 2 dog mushing, or just hiking with your dogs, we have the dogs.
Yeah, these are going to be high energy dogs.
They already kind of have.
Yeah, somebody was already.
You're going to need a structure for these dogs.
Exactly. You're not going to have to. This isn't dog you bring home and then it's kind of like my dog. Lay down. No, there ain't no laying down.
Have been trained a lot, and they're very food motivated. But as long as taking them out and keeping them active is what's going to keep them happy and healthy.
Many compete for nearly a decade, but you wouldn't know it.
Even the older ones, even 11-year-old, 12-year-old retired sled dog, you wouldn't know it. When I bring them out in public and people ask how old, they think they're puppies sometimes.
And of course.
I mean, they're not obviously for everyone. They're bigger dogs. They're strong.
But everyone deserves a little downtime.
We also have some that are older and they're just ready to chill. So just come talk to us and let us match you up with whatever dog is right for your activity level.
Because everyone's in need of a best friend.
Every dog deserves to be happy and deserves to be loved by a family, so it's just important to keep them happy.
If you're interested in adopting a sled dog, you can find Julie and the August Fund at PetSmart in Takotnu Commons on Sunday from 3 to 6.
Give me pets. Give me pets. Love on me. Yes.
Right.
Yeah. See, that was one of the things that I always wondered about with the Iditarod. It's all like a lot of these kennels. There's a lot of dogs coming in and out, and it's just wondering where do some of these dogs go to? Do they get a second life and a forever home? So. Yeah, that's good to know that there's somebody out there who's actually pushing to get these dogs a home.
Definitely. PETA be like, me. The dogs die during the races. Me.
I really don't give a shit what PETA has to say because they have no leg to stand on.
They show up to the fucking beginning of the race and they got the little videos of me. You're killing the doggies. Me.
Says the group that, put down a lot of animals, rather than save them.
Right. Fuck PETA.
Sorry.
Fuck PETA.
Sorry.
Right. So let's get to talking about one of the groups in Alaska that I thoroughly enjoy shitting on the most. Tourists.
Fucking tourists.
One of the main pillars of the Alaskan economy is tourism. And that kind of fucking sucks. But we need their money, apparently. And one of the ways that we make our money is by providing the Alaskan experience. We take these simple folk fishing, hiking, or pack them in a loud-ass helicopter and take them up to the ice fields. The last few years have included some impressive shore excursion packages, and these cruise ships sell them to their guests. And some of these include dog sled. However, and we've said many times on this show that Alaska can and will kill you. So if you come here, please understand that you may die or get seriously maimed. I mean,
it's unavoidable.
It's the way she goes, okay? Or you could be a little bitch about it and sue when you twist your ankle on an Alaskan dog sled adventure. An Oregon couple has sued a kennel founded by Iditarod winner Susan Butcher, saying that they were injured during a 2024 dog sled tour. Randall and Philippa Hall filed suit in Fairbanks Superior Court on Thursday against Trailbreaker Kennel of Fairbanks. According to the complaint, the Halls were riding in a sled basket during a tour and were thrown to the ground after their sled hit a hazard that was on or at the edge of the trail, causing the sled to overturn.
Yeah, that should happen sometimes. Sometimes the sled hits a bump and you go, ah!
Yeah, the lawsuit claims...
You fall on your fucking head.
The lawsuit claims that the crash was the result of the kennel and its employees, and that the halls suffered injuries that required medical treatment and caused long-term effects. The complaint.
Man, there's got to be like waivers that basically says you release us from all like injuries or bodily harm you may sustain on this. You know the risks that you're taking.
Right. Well, the complaint does not specify their injuries, but
Sure doesn't.
asks for unspecified monetary damages to be awarded at trial. Under Alaska law, victims have 2 years to file personal injury claims before the statute of limitations takes effect. The Hall's case was filed 11 days before the 2-year mark. According to the article in the Alaska Beacon, the attorney for the Hall of Fame, for the Hall family, did not return calls for more information about the case.
Yeah, probably doesn't want to speak on the case because it's ongoing right now.
Right.
So, but yeah, this is I'd like to see a little bit more on this case because this seems like it's just a couple of old fogies who got dumped over in the fucking basket, and now they want you guys pay for my sprained ankle.
Yeah, they probably just sprained an ankle.
No.
I doubt it was a very serious injury. Yeah. Okay. Now, I'm afraid I've got some bad news. This is where the show starts to get bleak. Okay. A comedy club owner who reportedly had terminal cancer is dead, but not from the cancer. He's dead after gunning down his ex-father-in-law and attempting to kill his ex-wife outside of her Alaska
Jesus
business.
Christ.
Yep. Anchorage police had launched a manhunt to search for 61-year-old Matthew Thomas Becker after he killed his former father-in-law, Romaine Clark, and attempted to murder his ex-wife on Saturday. Becker was reportedly a suspect in the killing and faced first-degree murder and third-degree assault charges after he attempted to shoot his ex-wife outside her self-owned hair salon last Saturday morning. Police said that he then gunned down Clark inside a nearby residence just minutes later. Becker's ex-wife told police that he appeared next to her in a vehicle as she was arriving at work before exiting his car and shooting at her, and she tried to unlock the doors to the business. I saw them posting about this online, but keep an eye out. Oh, shit. It's on the run. There's a killer. He's everywhere. But,
Dude, that is just... Alaska is just one of those places we have some vicious...
Oh, yeah.
Just really... they're among us. God damn.
And if it's not our own fucking populace, it's all the crazies from down south that come flying up here running from their fucking problems down south.
Yeah, because Alaska, man, that's the last frontier.
You can disappear out here, bro.
You get far as you can get away, man.
Yep.
It's the American way.
Yep.
See this guy? Oh, I don't know what I said. I don't remember.
I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
And it's just wild. You look at some of this imagery from across the years, and it's fucking crazy to think of where we're at right now. Blows my goddamn mind. Unreal.
You know what's crazy is that one line tanked that guy's fucking campaign and entire political career. We haven't seen him since 2004, and yet we got stuck with Donald fucking Trump for 2 terms.
I think he's the reason why we got stuck with George W. Bush for 2 terms. So,
Fuck.
Jesus. Well, America,
So
stick your head firmly between your legs and kiss your fucking ass goodbye. Things are fucked.
yeah, I don't know. We stopped all of a sudden. The stream.
Oh, we did?
No, on Kick.
Oh, on Kick.
Yeah, but we're still going. Here.
Were we kicked from Kick?
I don't know.
How is that possible?
I don't know.
All right.
We get kicked for the strangest things from different platforms.
All right. Well, okay.
Yeah. Okay, get out of the fucking way. Okay, so let's talk about the president. I mean, seriously, it's really fucking embarrassing being associated with this numbskull this fucking child rapist, fucking murderer. He's a prime example of the retarded shit that Captain Kitty Diddler says on a weekly basis now. This is from his meeting with the Prime Minister of Japan this week.
Jesus. Fuck me running this.
Oh, yeah.
He's a very good friend. But one question, why didn't you tell US allies in Europe and Asia, like Japan, about the war before attacking Iran? So we are very confused about we Japanese citizens.
Well, one thing, you don't want to signal too much. You know, when we go in, we went in very hard, and we didn't tell anybody about it because we wanted surprise. Who knows better about surprise than Japan? Okay? Why didn't you tell me about Pearl Harbor? Okay? Right?
Duh. Okay, first of all, you weren't around then yet. You literally weren't even fucking born. You weren't even alive at the time it happened. Second, dog. You know, like if you or me or any of our loyal fucking audience had said something like that, you know, to the Prime Minister of Japan, oh, big fucking deal, you know? Well, you know, because who are we, right? But, like, this is the President of the United fucking States. This is the fucking reality that we fucking live in now. It's, I don't know. I mean, we can all, he literally did the thing. I mean, come on. We can all be a little sneaky, all right? Japan, you know, like, this man's fucking brain is rotting out of his head.
He's asking me, do you believe in surprise? I think much more so than us. And we had to surprise him, and we did. And because of that surprise, we knocked out, the first 2 days, we probably knocked out 50% of what we, and much more than we anticipated doing. So if I go and tell everybody about it, there's no longer a surprise, right?
Well, I guess. So,
listen, I understand Grandpa's trying to be funny, you know,
Right.
you know, who knows better about surprises in Japan, you know, I heard about that Pearl Harbor thing. I get it. Funny.
right.
But my man, there is a time to fly that joke, and there is not a time to fly that joke.
Right.
That was one of those times. This is very fucking difficult for me as an American to take, because now I have to put my face out there to the rest of the world, man.
Right.
And people are just going to go, the fuck?
Hey, I didn't vote for him. You know?
This is, yeah, it's fun. Who knows better about surprises in Japan?
And then, you know, the what's going on in Iran is very weird. And, you know, Donnie, he begged for help, and the allies said no. And then along comes Joe Kent and blows the whistle on everything. You know, he said we can go it alone, right? And then he begged for help from everybody, right? And then he pissed and moaned about how everyone hates him and how everything is fake news. And yet his own counterterrorism advisor said that there was no fucking threat from Iran. And I mean, what the fuck do we have to do to get this guy removed from office? He should be hit with the fucking 25th Amendment.
With the war's costs mounting, including a deadly missile strike in central Israel this morning, the Trump administration is stepping up the fight to take out Iranian firepower and secure the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. Military Central Command announcing it used multiple 5,000-pound bombs to target storage sites near the strait, holding Iranian missiles they say were threatening American ships.
We knocked out things that nobody thought were possible to knock out.
The push comes as Iran's effective blockade of that vital oil route keeps forcing gas prices up, and as President Trump has sought to pressure allies into helping secure and unblock it.
They don't want to help us, which is amazing. I mean, amazing. And I didn't do a full court press because I think if I did, they probably would be. But we don't need help.
All as the director of the National Counterterrorism Center, Joe Kent, resigned in opposition to the war. The retired Green Beret and longtime Trump supporter writing, quote, "Iran posed no imminent threat to our nation, and it is clear that we started this war due to pressure from Israel and its powerful American lobby."
And he is not the only one who is coming out and saying this stuff.
Oh, no.
People within his own sphere are like, my man, what the hell?
Right.
Several reports coming in left, right, center, basically saying, dude, Iran was never a threat. They didn't have the ability. They have the ability now,
Right.
but they didn't have it before.
That's right, Glenn. Universal health care is just unaffordable, y'all.
I know.
Now give us $200 million more for bonds.
Can't afford that health care. Can't afford that education. We can't afford these things. But boy, we got billions upon billions of dollars to drop on fucking.
How are we going to pay for it?
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 It's a good thing that he's out because he said that Iran was not a threat. Iran was a threat. Every country realized what a threat Iran was.
The White House press secretary saying the president had, quote, strong and compelling evidence that Iran was going to attack the United States first. Democrats argue they haven't seen that clear evidence.
And nobody should know better than Joe Kent, who's in charge of counterterrorism.
In Washington, Alice Barr, NBC News.
They're just fucking
lying, man. So they could go in and they could start this war because, I'm pretty sure that the nation of Israel or at least the Israeli government or their spies have quite a bunch of shit on Donnie and all his people around him.
Right.
So, I mean, that's just... I'm sorry. You're just way too out in the open about everything you guys have been doing. You can't deny it now.
Right. And then this bitch, the Senate held a public hearing testimony from the Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi Gabbard, this week. And in that hearing, Tulsi said that it's not her job to determine what is an imminent threat.
The White House stated on March 1st of this year that this war was launched and was, quote, a military campaign to eliminate the imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, end quote. Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was an imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime?
The intelligence community assessed that Iran maintained the intention to rebuild and to continue to grow their nuclear enrichment capability.
Was it the assessment of the intelligence community that there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime, yes or no?
Senator, the only person who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat is the president.
False.
And
This
he
is the
made that
worldwide. This is the
determination.
worldwide threats hearing where you present to Congress national intelligence, timely, objective, and independent of political consideration.
Nah, that's the president who determines. I don't worry about me. I'm just the one that kind of, goes, maybe, and then he decides.
Why is she... If the president is the only one who can determine what is and is not an imminent threat, then what the fuck is Tulsi Gabbard doing with a job?
You've stated today
Why does
that
her
the
job
intelligence
exist?
community's assessment is that Iran's nuclear enrichment program was obliterated and that, quote, there had been no efforts since then to try to rebuild their enrichment capability. Was it the intelligence community's assessment that nevertheless, despite this obliteration, there was a, quote, imminent nuclear threat posed by the Iranian regime? Yes or no?
It is not the intelligence community's responsibility to determine what is and is not an imminent threat.
Okay.
That is up to
Here's
the
the
president
problem.
based on a volume
No,
of
it is
information
precisely
that he receives.
It is precisely.
You people are supposed to be the fucking experts, Tulsi.
See, this is why the conversation is over when it comes to support for Donald Trump and his regime, because we no longer exist in the same realm anymore between these people and your normal average everyday Joe and Jane. Okay, your normal everyday Mike and Ashley. Your normal everyday Glenn and Jason. You know what I mean?
Right.
We have shunted off into an alternate reality where these people exist in a fantasy where it's no longer their responsibility, where it's no longer their fault, that everybody else has to bear the brunt for all the shit that's going on. I am completely stupefied by the fact that our national intelligence director has always been somebody who provides threat assessments to the president.
Right.
And all of a sudden, in the year 2026, all of that has changed.
Your responsibility to determine what constitutes a threat to the United States.
Once again, Senator, the intelligence community has provided the inputs that make up this annual threat assessment.
You won't answer the
It is
question.
the nature of the imminent threat that the president has to make that determination based on a collection and volume
You're here
of
to be
information and
timely.
intelligence that he is provided with.
You're here to be timely, objective, and independent of political considerations.
Exactly what I'm doing.
No, you're evading a question because to provide a candid response to the committee would contradict a statement from the White House.
This is just painful, my man.
There's no other explanation for this shit other than
it's intentional.
It's intentional. It's intentional. It's intentional.
They're marching our ass into war.
Right off the fucking cliff.
Right off. Yep.
There is no stopping it. There is only the war. So be it.
Yes. Oh, man. That's perfect.
I thought you'd like that. You threw it at me, and I was all like, yeah, that's going to work out perfect. You just have it at the beginning, and bam, right when
there is no stopping it. There is only the war.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh, man. And
I knew you were going to mark for that.
What really sucks about it is, well, we're alone in this fight now. The world is fucking done with us.
They hate us.
We have no more allies, and we are surrounded by enemies on all sides. Perfect.
US President Donald Trump has again pressured Europe to come and help us with the Strait of Hormuz. But European leaders have again told him this is not Europe's war. The EU's foreign ministers have been meeting in Brussels to discuss the ongoing crisis in the Middle East and the critical shipping channel that is the Strait of Hormuz, which has effectively been shut down because of the conflict. The EU has an existing naval operation in the Red Sea west of the Strait of Hormuz called Operation Aspides, which helps protect commercial shipping there from Houthi rebels. And the ministers had been discussing whether they could expand that operation over to the Strait. But the reality is the EU just doesn't have the number of vessels for that sort of expansion because it's used to fending off Houthi rebels and pirates, not helping with a crisis of the scale of what we're seeing in the Middle East.
There was, in our discussions, a clear wish to strengthen this operation, but for the time being, there was no appetite in changing the mandate of the Operation Aspides.
Europe is cautious about helping Donald Trump and being dragged into this war, but leaders also know that shipping needs to resume safely before the impacts to the global economy get any worse.
We're working with all of our allies, including our European partners, to bring together a viable collective plan.
Listen to the difference in the way they speak about the situation. Like, we're working with our European allies to find a solution to this very difficult situation. Very calm, very cool, very collected, you know.
I really don't think any outside actors have any possible solution to get a grasp on this situation. I think we have fucking stepped in it.
Oh yeah. We've crossed the precipice.
Right. And we are now falling downhill. And the rest of the world's like, how do we stop them? They seem to be heading for imminent danger. And we're like 2 feet away from imminent danger.
The rest of the world's like, oh dear. This is not good.
What's
freedom of navigation in the region as quickly as possible.
Like the United States and Israel, we want to see an end to Iran's nuclear and missile programs.
Hey, we've been here before, okay? We can tell you exactly what's going on. You remember that little bit of trouble we started back in the 1930s, the late 1930s? Yeah, okay? Same thing.
The poor guy here, he's all like, oh, we've seen this before.
But we will not take part in this war. This also means that as long as the war continues, we will not participate in ensuring freedom of navigation in the Strait of Hormuz by military means.
At the same time as working out what to do about the Middle East, Europe's leaders say that they must keep their eyes on the conflict in their own backyard, Russia's full-scale invasion of Ukraine. The EU's foreign policy chief, Kaja Kallas, said that ministers have been clear that Ukraine remains Europe's top security priority and attention will not be allowed to fizzle out.
See, you got the Middle East, you got Europe.
Yeah. You got Russia and Ukraine.
You've got Russia and Ukraine doing their thing over there. Yeah. And then, of course, we're going to talk a little bit about it.
I hear North Korea is getting a little ballsy now.
That shooting missiles off and being all like, hey, we want to get on this war thing.
Look what we can do.
And then, of course, China's all like, hey, Taiwan, what's up?
Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky is due here in London later today to meet with the UK's Prime Minister Sir Keir Starmer as he seeks to shore up support in these increasingly uncertain times.
Yeah, that's a bit of an understatement. So, look, on this podcast, we do our best to communicate the reality to you. Maybe we're good at it. Maybe we're not. However, we understand that we're just a couple of stoners, right? And not experts. Well, I'm kind of an expert. Him not so much, right? But if you don't want to take my word for it, right? We have a Chinaman here who's an expert, okay? Yeah, I said Chinaman. Give it over it, okay? Professor, I'm going to slaughter this. Jiang Ji Quinn of Beijing University. Okay, he's an expert. He's going to explain to us why the U.S. is likely to lose this war and lose our position as a superpower.
Basically, when you fight a war, you have to have a correct cost pyramid. Okay, and the most simple cost pyramid, okay, is this: infantry, soldiers. Okay. All right, they're at the bottom. Why? Because they're the cheapest. What's above them? Armor, okay? Artillery, tanks. They're more expensive to produce. You need more resources, you need more time. Then you have naval, right? Then you have air. Okay, does that make sense? This is the cost pyramid. And cost pyramid is this question of like, how much energy, how much time, how much resources do you need to produce a certain product, okay? It costs you very little to produce a soldier, but it costs you a lot to produce an airplane. And this is important because wars are usually wars of attrition, meaning that you have to put all your resources into win the war, okay? So this is just production capacity. And this is the most standard model that you have of a cost pyramid for a military war. Okay, does that make sense, guys? The problem is that the United States have an inverse pyramid. Okay? Meaning that air is what's dominant, then naval, then armor, then soldiers. You can't fight a war like this. I mean, the moment you choose to fight a war like this, you've lost the war. Because you either take out the country in like 2 days, or you scoot over. Because you cannot replenish your forces. Now, I know this is hard to understand, but 1991 Persian Gulf War, 2003 the Iraq War, these are not real wars, okay? Because the Americans were so dominant and Iraq was so weak that it was basically a video game. All right? Right. These pilots flying around, just bombing everything, okay? It's like gas and tanks just running over the Iraqi army. Those were just video games. But this Iran thing is a real war, and therefore you cannot fight a war like this. If you want to win this war, the only thing you can do is return to a realistic cost pyramid. You don't have a choice in the matter, right? Because again, your cheapest product are soldiers, right? And the most expensive are airplanes. You cannot.
Notice now, I remember the first time I watched this, when he was talking about this, the first thing that popped in my head was all that chit chat about, hey man, the draft might be coming,
right?
You know, that we might be bulking up the soldiers part of this cost pyramid and reverting back to this old way of fighting. So here we go.
Afford to use an airplane in order to save the life of a soldier. Eventually, this cost-benefit analysis will blow up on you. Does that make sense, guys? All right. So if the United States wants to win this war, then it has no choice but to use ground troops, to use soldiers as the main force of its military. Any questions so far? All right. Okay. Now the question then is, will the United States use ground troops? I already said that if the United States is to win this war, it has no choice but to use ground troops.
They already are.
Will the United States use ground troops? And a lot is determined by the game theory strategies of the different players, okay? So let's look at the four major players in this war. You have US, you have Israel, you have Saudi Arabia, and you have Iran, okay? All right? So the United States and Iran, they're pretty easy to understand. What the United States wants to do is destroy Iran, okay? Why? Because if we were to destroy Iran, the United States would have complete control over Middle East oil, and it would control global trade through the Strait of Hormuz. And therefore, the United States can maintain its empire, okay? So a really simple objective. Let's destroy Iran. We don't care how, we don't care why, let's just go do it.
Yeah. Man, you know what this is beginning to remind me of? I'm trying to remember the name of the senator from Rome. There were three of them, and they came up with the triumvirate. No, there was Julius Caesar, there was Pompey, and Marcus Crassus. And Marcus Crassus was one of those guys who was watching Julius Caesar go into his Gallic campaigns, right? He would go to Transversa Gaul and all those places up north, and he would try to, win campaigns up there. So Marcus Crassus was like, oh, shit, man, I got to get in on this war thing, and I got to really, up my game, and that way, the people of Rome will see these great victories I made. You know where we should go? Persia. Yeah, we should go to the Persian Empire and we should try to kick some ass over there.
Right.
Destroy Iran.
Right.
And folks, if you read anything on history, it didn't turn out well for Marcus Crassus. He was fed his own gold.
There are two places that historically throughout all of man's history that have never been good to go into and fucking invade. Afghanistan and Iran.
Graveyard of empires.
Okay. Iran has another strategy, which is control Strait of Hormuz and destroy. CENTCOM is basically the American military in the Middle East, called Central Command, okay? So those are two major military objectives of Iran. And we can understand why. Because if CENTCOM is destroyed, Iran has complete control over the Middle East. Now Dubai, now Oman, Bahrain, Kuwait have to pay taxes to Iran. Now Iran, the new kid, is now the bully of the Middle East, right? Now it's a hegemon. That is the political objective of this war, okay? Israel is a bit more complicated, all right? For Israel, one other thing is humble Israel. That's the other thing, because even if you defeat the United States, you still have to deal with Israel, okay? And Israel is the great military power of the Middle East. So you want to humble them. You want to weaken them. You can't destroy Israel because Israel has nuclear weapons, right? You piss off Israel, those nukes start flying. You don't want that, right? So those are the three major political objectives.
Man, see, I love how he lays it all out and how things are just very fucking delicate.
Right. And I don't know if you can humble Israel, as he puts it, because their government is full of absolute psychopaths as well. And
they may not stop.
Yeah, they may humbling them may not fucking work. They may just fucking pop one off if you try to humble them. I mean, they're getting fucking bombed like fucking crazy right now as it is.
Well, yeah, Iron Dome is taking quite a hit.
Right.
The interceptors are starting to run out. Certain rockets are getting through for Iran into the more populated areas of Israel.
What kind of spooks me is they've been getting real close to hitting that Al-Aqsa Mosque. They've been getting real close to hitting the fucking temple in Israel.
That's got religious connotations to it, man.
If they fucking hit that real good, I'm kind of nervous that may make Israel pop off a fucking nuke.
It might.
For Iran, control the Strait of Hormuz, destroy CENTCOM, and humble Israel. Okay? If you are Israel, actually for you, the strategy is different. What you want to do is this. You want to destroy CENTCOM and destroy Iran. Okay? Those are your objectives. Why? Because if you destroy both the United States and you destroy Iran, then you are the sole hegemon in the Middle East. Okay? Also destroy the GCC. Destroy Saudi Arabia as well. Why? Because
didn't see that one coming, did you? Didn't think that Israel was all like, we got to get rid of these fucking Americans, man. They're
that's
pain in our ass right now.
Right. That's why we, the U.S., are being fucking used in this fucking war with Iran.
Once Saudi Arabia is destroyed, all its resources belong to you. Okay? And this creates something called the Greater Israel Project, which is what we'll discuss next class. But as you can see, that's really important, is that even though the United States and Israel are allies, their ultimate strategy is different. Their objectives are different. In fact, they're in conflict, okay? They have Saudi Arabia. What does Saudi Arabia want to do? Well, destroy Iran, because if you destroy Iran, you have complete control of the Strait of Hormuz. Then you can be a bully, okay? But you also want to destroy the U.S. and you want to humble Israel, all right? Does that make sense? All right? So by understanding how each player perceives the game, we can now understand how they will go about their strategy. So the United States just wants to destroy Iran. But as you can see, Israel, Saudi Arabia, and Iran all want to destroy the United States. And how do you do that? By forcing the United States into a long ground war, right? Therefore, if you're Israel, you don't want to use nukes. Why? Because nukes would end the war too quickly. You want to drag this war out as long as possible to force the United States to send in ground troops. And then you're like, well, why doesn't the United States use nuclear weapons? And the answer, I already told you, the escalation ladder. It needs to justify itself to the people, okay? When you do anything, all right, when you do anything, you have to worry about certain factors, okay? You have to worry about troop morale. Your soldiers have to believe that they are fighting for a good cause, okay? You have to worry about public opinion. You have to make sure that the world is on your side. You have to worry about politics, political will. You have to make sure
troop morale is not hard to fucking get by because a large number of fucking troops are stupid and will be like, a lot of them are fucking cowboys. A lot of them are young, dumb, have no idea what's going on, and are just willing to prove themselves on the field of battle, you know?
Well, I'm wondering if this war is actually going to strain that a little bit.
Well, it's not hard to start, but once you get on ground, once you get in fucking country, bro, you find out real quick what's what. And that will fucking go away quick.
Public opinion is already gone.
It's already
We've already seen that. The political will, well, that's going to be an interesting take because it's going to be a back and forth between people who just want to continue this war and people who, dear God, they just want to.
The people are unified, and you have to worry about enemy morale. You don't want to piss off your enemy so much that they go into an extreme, jump the escalation ladder to extreme beyond your control. Does that make sense? Okay? So as you can see, war is extremely complicated. It's not just about weaponry. It's not just about resources. It's ultimately about controlling the narrative, controlling the political landscape, okay? Marshaling the resources in a proper way that is strategically beneficial, all right? Does that make sense to you guys? Okay. So just answer two questions. Will the United States use ground troops? Yes, it will, because Iran, Saudi Arabia, and Israel will work together to force a ground invasion, even though the United States doesn't want to do so. But unfortunately, the United States doesn't have it.
The U.S. is going to be led into fucking kicking off World War III by all of these other countries. And we can't fucking help ourselves either.
But that's the thing is now is the time to be to push them politically. Now is the time for the people to go in and be all like, no, we need to stop this war right now. And if you don't stop the war, we may have to remove you violently from the office. And I know people don't want to hear that, but we may be at that point where it's kind of like, we may have to go into that White House and go, come here. And, come over here. Here's a treat. You see that hole over there? Yeah. Go get the treat. And then when he dives in the hole, you just go,
close it up.
Pow. And you go, oh. You bury him and everything, and you put a little. I'm sorry. I'm not going to apologize about this. This is maybe where we need to go with this.
The Secret Service is going to be knocking on the door in 10 minutes.
It's like, geez, man.
Right.
What else do you expect us to do? It's obvious that they're not going to stop just by us going peaceful protest, brother.
No, they're not going to stop at all. They don't give a fuck what we think.
We may have to shove them into the house and then burn the house down with them inside of it.
Right.
Figuratively speaking.
Clear, coherent strategy. It's
In
passive.
Fortnite.
Therefore, it can be manipulated into sending a ground invasion, okay? And the second question is, will Israel and the United States use nuclear weapons? And the answer is no, because it's not in their best interest to use nuclear weapons. Okay? Israel wants the United States to lose this war. And so that means a long war that destroys the American political will to fight any more foreign wars. If America loses, Israel becomes the dominant power in the Middle East.
I don't know how we could continue to fight any more wars. I mean, we just got out of one that cost us 20 years and thousands of lives.
Right.
I don't think we have the will.
Yeah.
I really don't.
And boots on the ground in Iran is going to lead to World War III.
It will.
It is outright
going to push everybody
to
over
World
the
War
edge.
III. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
We already see the makings of it.
Right.
And this is one of them.
Yeah, because now China is starting to take advantage of the situation. They recently conducted large-scale live-fire military drills around Taiwan, and they're not being silent about their intentions either.
Hello, I'm Anita McVeigh. China has launched a number of rockets on the second day of military exercises around Taiwan, prompting the self-governing island to cancel dozens of flights. These are pictures from Pingtan, a Chinese island that is the closest point to Taiwan's main island, in which you can see a volley of rockets blasting into the air on Tuesday morning. The Chinese war games are simulating the seizure and blockade of key parts of Taiwan, which Beijing claims as its own territory. Beijing says it's a warning against Taiwanese independence separatist forces and external interference. Chinese state media has broadcast pictures of the drills, which come just days after the U.S. announced the sale of a huge weapons package to Taiwan. Well, earlier the Chinese foreign minister said Beijing would forcefully counter what he described as the continuous provocations by pro-independence forces.
Taiwan is an inalienable part of China's territory. The relevant drills conducted by China's People's Liberation Army are a punitive response to Taiwan's independent separatist forces seeking independence by force, and a necessary action to defend national sovereignty and territorial integrity.
Boy, they are really taking advantage of this situation and quickly. And they have surrounded the island on a military drill and basically just showing Taiwan, we could at any moment, just come in, roll in, take it. There ain't nothing you can do about it.
Right.
And that's where we are in the world right now,
Yeah.
where people are just all like, no, I'm just going to come in and take your fucking land.
I mean, the U.S. is getting distracted so hard by what's going on with the war in Iran. You know, we're pulling other resources from around the world to buffer up what we're doing in Iran. We've lost THAAD systems. We pulled them from fucking South Korea, and now fucking North Korea is acting all ballsy over there. Fucking Taiwan's fucking, slapping their fucking balls down on the table.
And
like,
now,
"What's up,
because of
bitch?"
all this shit in the Middle East, we have left the South Pacific completely exposed.
Oh, yeah.
So we're in it. We're in
Right.
it. We're knee deep in it. Everybody get ready.
The world,
next couple of decades are going to be rough.
The world is at war. And I mean, there's really no denying it at this point. I mean, Pakistan attacked Afghanistan, and now it's even getting worse.
Stories making headlines here. Afghanistan's government says a Pakistani airstrike on a drug rehabilitation center in Kabul has killed at least 400 people and injured hundreds more. It's the latest escalation in a growing conflict between the two countries after a fragile ceasefire broke down in February. Wilson Dizak reports.
Anti-aircraft fire over the skies of Afghanistan's capital, Kabul. On the ground, scenes of bloodshed and horror, bodies burnt to ash. Afghan officials say that a Pakistani airstrike killed hundreds of civilians at a drug treatment center.
They were innocent civilians and admitted patients. There is no military base and there is no military-related departments or anything else. Fortunately, our rescue team reached to the area and we are searching for the injured admitted patients, also to the victims that they lost their lives.
Pakistan says it targeted a military facility in Kabul, as well as another one in the eastern Afghan province of Nangarhar. The strike marks a deadly escalation of a conflict between...
You know what? The rules of engagement are gone. They're out the window. Forget the Geneva Convention. Forget the rules of war, or any of that shit. Folks, regular people are going to be targeted in all this.
Yeah.
We are going to be the ones that our lives are going to be bargained with.
Civilians are supposed to be off limits, right? But quite often, quite recently, we've seen that that's just not the case. Civilians in war now are cannon fodder. They are
Israel, Palestine, Afghanistan,
right.
Pakistan.
They are
Ukraine,
bargaining chips.
Russia.
They are propaganda tools.
We are going. It's all coming down.
In the two neighbors, that has intensified in recent months, leaving hundreds dead. Pakistan has hit Kabul before, but without a death toll of this scale. The strike follows exchanges of shelling across their shared border that officials on both sides say killed several civilians. Pakistan accuses Afghanistan's Taliban-led government of supporting armed groups carrying out attacks on Pakistani territory. Hours before the strike, a United Nations Security Council resolution extended the UN's political mission in Afghanistan until June, and urged the Afghan government to take active, immediate, and demonstrable measures to curb attacks. Meanwhile, the World Food Programme says it's rushing relief to 20,000 people in Afghanistan displaced by violence. But with the world's diplomats consumed by a spiral of crises, a resolution to the Afghanistan-Pakistan conflict seems far away. Wilson Dysart, Al Jazeera.
It's fucked, man. The entire world is on fire, and everybody's either too docile or sheepish to care. The ones who are being killed, they can't defend themselves because they're innocents who don't want to be a part of this war.
Just circle in that drain, bro. It's getting faster, faster.
Yes, science!
Our species is young and curious and brave. It shows much promise. In the last few millennia, we have made the most astonishing and unexpected discoveries about the cosmos and our place within it.
Pretty close.
Oh, Mr. D&E, where did you come from?
Tide goes in, tide goes out. Never a miscommunication. You can't explain that.
All right, so
Okay, here we go. Let me get you all set up, everybody.
We got to get the hell out of here, man. We gotta.
I think we got to get the fuck off this planet.
We gotta get
right
off,
quick and in a hurry.
Yeah, we got to get off this rock.
There we go. A little
And
chill. Let's
I know
chill
they're
out.
not going to take you and me with them, but
there we go.
I'm sure we can stow away on one of Elon's rockets. Well, maybe not even Elon's rockets, because he ain't even really that good at it, And but we'll find a way. We'll hitch a ride on one of these rockets that get out of here and find a new suitable planet.
There we go. Let's get all set up here.
We'll be streaming live from planet Xenon in the Andromeda Galaxy.
All right, folks, I know this last hour has been really gloom, really bleak. Got a lot of bad shit going on, but I want everybody to get out some smoke, get out some drink, or just, sit back, relax, and do what you do, man, because it's time to talk a little science.
Yeah, it's time to talk a little nerdy. And tonight we're going to talk about getting off this rock. You see, humans have long dreamed of living beyond planet Earth, right? And that's a tall order to take. I mean, are we really even truly ready for that journey? Even if we overcome the immense engineering and technological hurdles, settling the solar system and beyond could bring irreversible changes to humankind. I mean, we're not just talking about mind-bending shifts in culture, society, and politics, but potentially profound alterations to our very biology. These are ideas at the heart of Scott Solomon's new book, Becoming Martian: How Living in Space Will Change Our Bodies and Our Minds. Solomon is an evolutionary biologist at Rice University, and he has spent years investigating what space settlement would mean not just for civilization, but the human organism. Solomon's central thesis is both fascinating and a tad unsettling. Over millions of years of natural selection, Homo sapiens have been carefully molded for life on this planet. Our bodies and our brains, they've adapted to its atmosphere, to its gravity, radiation, environment, and microbes, and the rhythms of light and dark that regulate our sleep cycles. Everything from the density of our bones to the circadian clock effects reflects this evolutionary journey that we've had on this world. You step off of that world permanently and we'd be launched into a very different evolutionary path. Mars is often cited as the prime target for space settlement, but Solomon argues that his conclusion will be applicable to anywhere human populations live for long periods beyond Earth, whether it's a Manhattan-sized space station, the moon, or some distant exosystem. Settlers on the red planet would face a gravitational pull of just 38% of Earth's, elevated radiation exposure, and an almost total absence of the microbial ecosystems that have shaped our immune systems since before we were human. In the short term, these conditions are merely challenging. Over generations, Solomon argues, they can become completely transformative. Animals on islands, and I argue planets, are basically just giant islands in the sky. They often get bigger or smaller over evolutionary time, and there's a possibility that that could happen to us as well. You see, in a space settlement, it's likely that resources are going to be somewhat limited, and a smaller bodied individual requires fewer resources. Less water, less food, less air, less space. So there could be an advantage to being a bit smaller. Shout out to us short kings. Living in lower gravity would present serious psychological challenges. For instance, experiments aboard the International Space Station have shown that microgravity leads to the loss of bone density and muscle atrophy. It remains unclear exactly how this would play out on Mars, where gravity is roughly 1/3 of Earth's, but the likely result is that a population with weaker bones and diminished muscle mass. Solomon argues that this could be especially damaging for children whose bodies are still developing. It could be much worse because if you're building your skeleton and your muscles in lower gravity environment, there's a possibility that it just wouldn't form in the proper way. He also flags childbirth as a serious concern.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's going to be an issue. Got to reproduce if you're going to expand.
Yep. And it already carries significant risks here on Earth, but compounded by a weakened skeleton in an alien environment, the dangers to both mother and child could multiply considerably. As a result, Solomon believes most births in a Martian settlement would not be delivered by C-section, or would need to be delivered by C-section, and that shift could literally reshape the human species over time. It sets up an interesting scenario where if all births are C-section births, then the head is no longer constrained by having it fit through the birth canal, which has been a constraint throughout human evolution. As our ancestors evolved, our brains got bigger and our heads got bigger, but then there was an upper limit on how big that they could get because you still had to fit the head through the birth canal. If that's not the case anymore, heads can evolve to become larger. Beyond anatomical differences, we can also see visible changes in our skin. The pigment in our skin, melanin, serves as a Vitus shield, absorbing harmful UV radiation and to shield skin cell DNA from damage. Mars has a much higher radiation environment than Earth since there's no magnetic field, and the atmosphere is extremely thin too. So, unless colonists live entirely underground with simulated sunlight, it's not impossible that our skin pigments might change to accommodate this new radiation exposure as well. One scenario is that pigments evolve to make us all much darker, or new pigments come into existence which completely change skin color. If you want to think about ways in which we might look like science fiction aliens, there are some plausible scenarios. In some, the human population on Mars might eventually evolve into large-headed, slight-bodied people with otherworldly skin pigmentation, and it's not quite little green men, but it does sound oddly familiar.
The Greys. We're all related, dude. They're here. They're coming here because they're like on some other planet, man, and they're all like, "You're our ancestors."
My wife has a theory that the Greys are human time travelers.
Yes. Totally. I'm there. I'm right there.
Right. So, however, all of this daydreaming, though, hinges on one big unknown. Can humans have sex and reproduce in space? As far as we know, no one has ever had sex in space.
We better get going on that so we can find out.
I find that hard to believe.
That's a scientific.
You're telling me
imperative scientific discovery we need to make.
You're telling me all them fucking astronauts up in the fucking space station have never tried?
They need to.
For science.
If they haven't, they need to.
There's been plenty of rumors over the years, but none have been confirmed. The logistical challenges of microgravity aside, the deeper concern is what happens if fertilization does occur. Whether the extraordinary stresses of a space environment could give rise to developmental abnormalities in human offspring is a question science has yet to answer.
My man, we're going to need to figure it out, man. If we're going to go out there into the star field, we really need to figure all this stuff out.
We gotta know.
Experiments galore. Let's make it happen.
That's right.
Okay, here we go. Let's. I hate cutting off music right in the middle of it. It's kind of like a jolt to the system.
You gotta fade it out.
Yeah, I didn't. I gotta learn how to fade that out a little easier.
Turn it down.
Yeah. Well, no. I mean, like, one side to the other. I mean,
smoke break.
Smoke break. Hold on.
Curtis Jones says he was walking near Rauber Street late Wednesday when he saw people running from what appeared to be a large wild cat.
I heard the row. I felt that row. I seen it, see me, see it. It's a row, row. I heard the row. I felt that row. I seen it, see me, see it. It's a row, row. Get up! I thought the people were under something. They just walking, just right over there, right about the way it went, right over there. I swear, I promise you, it went right over there. They just said, I just got walking. I seen it, see me, see it.
Rochester police say officers became aware of a video on social media that appears to show a wild cat, which some people claim is a mountain lion.
In my head, I'm like, nah, I got those, man, I'm out. I heard the row. I felt that row. I seen it, see me, see it. It said row, row. I heard the row. I felt that row. I seen it, see me, see it. It said row, row. They ain't find it last night. It's still out here. It could be out here in one of these bushes or something. You know, them mountain lions, they be row. They be crawling. Shit, it about like this big. It was just walking, slithering. Like, it was, I don't know, man. I keep this bat right here. I'm gonna keep this bat right here, man, just in case. I'm gonna protect this. I ain't gonna let nothing happen to us, nothing, okay? I don't play with lions. I don't play with tigers, bears, nothing with the wild. I don't play with those. I don't even do roller coasters. I'm good. I heard the row. I felt that row. I seen it, see me, see it. It said row, row. I heard the row. I felt that row. I seen it, see me, see it. It said row.
I'm on drugs.
Holy bejesus.
Me too, bro.
Fuck yeah, that's exactly what we needed, man. Something to kind of just bring the mood back up, brother.
You have to, man.
And that's what we're gonna do on this little segment.
Man, my side of the show for like the last 10 shows has been
just grim,
tough, tough. The world is tough, man. It's fucked up. But we're all here together and we all got this. Just gotta smoke about it.
Everybody, light up, man, light up, because we got some good news we got to talk about. All right, we got it's good news, and we got to talk.
Let's focus our discussion first on marijuana. Marijuana's bad, and it also has a very distinct smell.
Victory for Afroman. Yes. Yeah, he won his court case there where he was being sued for defamation. Now, he was his original deal was dismissed, but that's okay. Free speech is still alive with this dismissing of this defamation case. The battle for free speech, free expression, and weed is ever ongoing, and Afroman is out of the front at the battle line of the battle lines, fighting the good fight for freedom and American justice. Because you see, just a few years ago, Afroman was raided by the cops. They busted down his door. They stole his money.
They drove through his gate.
Shoved guns in his kid's face. And lovingly looked at his mama's lemon pound cake. They just sat there and they were just like, ooh, look at this lemon pound cake there.
Would you like a slice of lemon pound cake? You can take as much as you wanna take. There must be a big mistake. Would you like to have a slice of my lemon pound cake?
Amen, brother Afroman. Amen. You see,
dog, he lit this whole PD. Everybody on this fucking raid, he lit them up in his fucking music videos. It was glorious to see it.
All of this shit caught on his home security cams.
Right.
This wasn't the only video he made. This wasn't the only song he did. Of course,
he made quite a few.
He got a few of them, and of course, the sheriff's department got all pissy that Afroman made fun of them. I about fell out of my fucking chair when that woman said, "Yes, sir." I was like, wait a minute, what?
He wasn't kidding about the fucking deep voice.
I swear to God, man, this lady took to the stand, and man, that bitch's attorney
voice
asked
is
her
deeper than
question.
mine.
She's like, yes, sir. I'm all like, fuck. But of course, the sheriff's department, they're all pissy on Afroman because he made fun of them. He used their likenesses and their names in his music and public information, by the way.
Shouldn't have came to the homie's house, man.
So the individual members of the department filed defamation lawsuits against Afroman. These fuckers wanted 7 figures in damages. 7 fucking figures for being made fun of in a song.
Because my feelings
got hurt. Now,
Afroman made fun of me.
Now, of course, this means that they all had to take the stand. And they all had to prove.
They all had to take depositions.
Defamation, right?
Right.
But I want to focus in on one guy in particular. His name is Randy Walters. See, Randy here.
I hear he's the son of a bitch.
Randy Walters is the son of a bitch.
That's why I fucked his wife and got filthy rich. Hell yeah, dude! That song is so fucking awesome. In the video, in the song that he does in the video to this fucking picture, fucking all of them are just so fucking good. If you haven't fucking checked any of the songs out that he did, go fucking check him out, and then go watch him testify in court and fucking just put on a fucking masterclass in fucking cross-examination.
Now,
so good.
Now, poor Randy was soft in his responses to to his questioning. At one point, where the defense attorney asked, like, "Is it reasonable to believe that your wife slept with Afroman?" And he's like, "I don't know."
I don't know. Like what?
So did he? He's like, "You want to go there?
Have you talked to her about it?"
I'm asking you a question here, man. It's like, yeah. It was an absolute masterclass in just taking down a bunch of fucking
the proof is on the internet. That's
dickhead
right.
cops. But it was Afroman's testimony that I want to also get to, and how he just ruled all the way around.
I wasn't happy.
And is that why you posted the things we've seen this week, because you weren't happy?
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact, nothing. So all of this is their fault.
And because they executed a search warrant on your home, that gave you the right to post the things that we've seen this week on the internet?
Because
is that right? Is that right, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, for tearing down my door, not paying for it, not being apologetic, me being a sport, doing something peaceful to raise the money to pay for their damages, me having the right of the freedom of speech as an American to talk to my family, friends, and fans about what the sheriffs did to my home. Yes, I had the right to my freedom of speech. After they left, I had the right to kick the can and to do what I had to do to repair the damage they brought to my house. Yes, I did.
That includes the right to post the videos that you've just been posting up until Friday and beyond, right?
Yes.
Yes, I have freedom of speech. I'm a rapper. I entertain. I write fiction, comedy. Yes, I mean, I entertain for a living like you practice law for a living. So I have to go to work. I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this go. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
Like when rappers get into beef with other rappers, one rapper may say that another rapper has a little dick. Now, the rapper who makes this claim quite often doesn't actually know that that is true. He's selling a wolf ticket. And in this verbal battle, that's the way it goes. So, when these cops came to fucking Afroman's fucking place, his property, kicked his fucking door down off the fucking hinges and got recorded on his cameras.
Well, that's just It's open season.
Right.
And what did this guy go do? He got information on some of these other cops. In fact, one of the cops in this whole thing, yes, actually he and his brother, Brian Newman, I think was his name. I can't remember exactly. I'll have to look that up again. But yeah, his brother was actually chief of police at the time who got busted for statutory rape. So it was funny how they had to take the stand and say, well, how did they defame you? And they're, he was really mean.
Made me feel bad. Put me in great...
But basically what he was saying was true.
Right.
It's all like, okay, all right. So no, yeah, Afroman, eventually he won this whole thing. It was like a 3-day trial. It was like, it was great.
You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask another one.
Please ask another one. Please ask more questions. Yeah, I had to kind of get through a little bit of that. But yeah, you can see what I mean by that.
Right.
Yeah. Time for some fucked up religious news. Well, not all of it is fucked up, actually. At least Jesus sat this next one out. An Anchorage man robbed a credit union last month, armed with only the power and authority of Jesus Christ. Yes. So he rolled in there, and around 5:58 p.m. on February the 26th, the affidavit states that the 35-year-old, Deshaun Jelks approached a teller at the Credit Union 1 on DeBar Road and gave him a note reading, "I have a weapon, and that weapon is, I'm armed with the power and authority of Jesus Christ. Empty the drawer into the envelope. Do not set off the alarm. Put the money in the bag.
Put the money in the bag, bitch."
So the teller emptied the till of money, handed it to Jelks in an envelope, and then the Anchorage Police Department tracked Jelks to the Costco across the street from their credit union.
No, they didn't.
And they saw Jelks over there at Costco.
This motherfucker robbed the bank and then ran across the street to the Costco and said, "I need some fucking toilet paper."
And so when police approached Jelks...
And maybe a hot dog.
There was a minor confrontation that ensued, and a large amount of money fell out onto the floor.
Whoops.
Officers later counted $1,701 taken from Jelks. And during his interview at APD headquarters, officers noted that Jelks was wearing an ankle monitor. And then he claimed he had a previous state charge. Jelks claimed that he did enter the Credit Union 1 and ask for the money, but that he admitted he had told the teller that he was armed with the authority of Jesus Christ, but that he didn't really have any literal weapons. You know?
This man is D-U-M dumb.
Dumb. I just like, yeah, give me the money. Just by the authority of my Lord Jesus Christ. And it's all like,
I mean, at this point, you might as well just walk in with the finger gun and do the put the money in the bag gimmick. Like, what the
ran
fuck?
Across the street to Costco. And it's all like, all right, shopping trip.
Costco dogs, let's go.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, but the least I could say is like Jesus was like, nah.
For $1,700, bro.
I'm not in on this one.
1,700 fucking bucks.
$1,700.
Pro,
so now he's going to go
pro.
to jail for a while.
Pro.
Oh, boy, folks. Hashtag release the files.
Yeah.
This one, former North Kansas City and Lee Summit pastor was suspended after it was discovered that she worked for and managed the private island for the late sexual offender Jeffrey Epstein for nearly a year.
Interesting.
The Missouri Conference of the United Methodist Church placed Reverend Stephanie L. Remington on leave pending a review by the Episcopal office. You see, Remington here reportedly worked on Epstein's administrative Epstein's administrative assistant and temporary property manager for the private island itself, Little St. James. From August 2018 to May 2019, Epstein was arrested just 2 months later.
The property manager?
Yes. Yes.
Huh.
Yes, the good Christian reverend working for Jeffrey Epstein.
That's
on the private island.
That's interesting.
Managing the property. And despite having worked closely with the disgraced financier, Remington told the United Methodist Church that she never saw Epstein or anyone commit any abuse on the island.
I don't know what the hell was going on. I was just there fucking shuffling paperwork around. I don't know.
However, she did admit that she knew Epstein was a registered sex offender and that had served 18 months for soliciting prostitution from a minor.
Jesus loves
when
everyone,
she
and
accepted
everyone
the job.
deserves a second.
When she accepted the job.
Well, Jesus doesn't judge anybody. Jesus loves everyone.
You know, I think at that point, you know, you just might want to, like, you know, cling to your morals a little tighter on that one and actually, you know, look deep within yourself and your conscience. And would you actually work for somebody like that?
But what would Jesus do?
Not work for Jeffrey Epstein.
How do you know?
Jesus is all bombing around like this Jeffrey guy, man. People got him wrong, you know. I forgive him.
How do you know? You know? That's the fucking problem with this fucking shit, you know? This religious horse shit that people fucking hanging on to, man.
Yeah, you know.
You could find a way to fucking justify anything.
Just pass it off, you know? Just like, oh, I never saw anything. It wasn't really on.
Yeah.
Man. Got some sick people in this world, man. Sick people in this world. Including this motherfucker right here. This guy. Folks. There are sick, disgusting creatures out there in the world who want to strip you of your rights and force you into a fascist, theocratic dictatorship. I'm not joking about this.
Oh, yeah. The threat is fucking real, and the threat is live.
One of them is this avid Trump supporter and Nazi dick sucker, Dale Partridge. He has a piece of shit book coming out that would, you know, basically says, well, I think really, honestly, you should probably steal it from the shelves and wipe your ass with it if you see it. But anyways, in that book, he lists reasons why he wants to strip the right of women to vote.
And the SAVE Act will do that too.
But giving an overview of the land, of the damage that has been done through the 19th Amendment, and why it's not just wrong against Scripture, coming from a biblical patriarchal perspective, but why it's never been done throughout history from any other nation. And any other nation that embraces such a view where you're putting women in charge of making decisions for a particular nation, that nation falls. And so I think there's going to be a lot of evidence, a lot of research, a lot of even looking at women suffer more from women's suffrage.
Women suffer more from women's suffrage because you have the right to vote and make decisions in our political landscape here in the United States of America. Everything has just gone to shit.
Right.
Oh, you women just fucked it all up, you know. Weren't you more happy where you didn't have to make these really tough decisions?
Didn't you like it better when you were just in the kitchen washing the dishes and making a sandwich?
Yeah, just get out there and pop out some babies.
Right.
That's where you belong, right?
What are you thinking so much fucking for, bitch? Why don't you just go shut up and take it easy? You know, just shut up and go knit me a sweater.
The guys like this need to be told, I really don't give a shit about your Bible or
Right.
your religion and
Right.
what you think about it.
Exactly.
Your opinion to me is utterly useless, worthless, and of no value.
Right.
And if you try anything along those lines, I'm afraid I might have to stop you by violent means, if necessary.
I'm sorry your favorite book makes it so easy for you to justify your own bullshit, but that's all it is your favorite book.
You should really keep that shit to yourself.
We're out here dealing with the fucking real world, and you're in here in fucking fantasy land. Fucking Jesus and shit.
So that you have when the 19th Amendment first came to be, that there was a massive group of women that were against it. And so you never hear some of these narratives. So the history of it, the argument against it, and many reasons justifying it. I think that by the end, people are going to go, wow, I think women at the end are going to go, we must repeal this. And that's my hope, is that we can get thousands of people to read this book, and that we can, over maybe the next 10, 15 years, have a Supreme Court case repealing the 19th. Hey, if we can repeal.
This motherfucker's like, I hope bitches read my book and are like, yeah, I don't want the fucking
totally.
right to vote.
I don't want to vote
Fucking
anymore.
women's
God,
rights?
man.
What? I don't want rights.
Roe v. Wade, or overturn Roe v. Wade, then I think we can overturn the 19th Amendment. It's just going to take time.
Wow, some good Christian sexism.
Yes.
Wow.
That's right. Christian sexism.
Fuck
Yeah. Some really good Christian sexism, guys. Yeah.
These people are out here
Totally
breathing
awesome.
all the fucking air that we've got, just wasting it all.
See, that's sexism done right, guys. And now the ladies are going to agree with us. I'm sure it's all going to work
that
out
makes
great.
all the fucking panties drop.
You fucking morons.
Holy fuck.
And then you wonder,
I should try
"Geez,
that."
I wonder why people don't want to go to the church anymore.
Right.
It's like, because of dickheads like you.
Right. Young men, take note. This is what makes the panties drop, okay?
Yeah, right.
This shit.
Fuck.
Playoffs? Don't talk about playoffs. You kidding me?
Help me! Go with me! Oh!
Fucking love John Randall.
Yeah, not a lot to talk about as far as football last week.
Not a whole lot at all.
But that's kind of changed a little.
There's a lot of off-season stuff that's been going on.
Yep.
But really what I want to get into is this little thing. This little name that's well known here in Juneau. Synonymous with the game of basketball. See, because March Madness is on, right?
Right.
Gold medal is on.
Gold medal started today.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fuck yeah.
Every once in a while, this man would make an appearance at gold medal, just kind of walking through.
Carlos Boozer.
Yep.
Duke University great.
Yep.
NBA
legend.
He should be inducted into the Hall of Fame eventually.
Yes.
But of course, what are some of the other big names we remember? Of course, we remember Shane Battier, Trajan Langdon, or not Shane Battier, but I was thinking of Mario Chalmers.
Mario Chalmers,
Yeah,
yes.
he used to be a Bartlett Gummy Bear.
Trajan Langdon.
Trajan Langdon from East University, or East High, sorry. But Carlos Boozer reigns high among them all.
Yeah.
But there's a new Boozer, actually a pair of them that are out there for Duke University, the Boozer twins.
Yep.
Cameron and Cade.
Bro, killing it.
Fucking killing
Duke
it.
University.
Killing it on the next level.
Yeah.
Now, they had a little bit of a scare in this tournament. Siena got a little bit of high up on him, just almost threatening to knock him out of the tournament. And then the late game heroics of Cameron and Cade Boozer just fucking dominating here. I got to get some of these highlights up.
We went to school with these guys' daddy.
Yeah. I got to get some of these highlights
We went to
up.
high school and fucking middle school with Carlos, okay? Like, this is such a trip. And now they're fucking his twin sons are just fucking they're following in his footsteps, and they're just killing it, dog. They're gonna win. They're gonna win.
Oh, it isn't available anymore.
Oh no. Boo. Boo.
Hold on, folks.
Just looking up the lawn ways.
Yep. Oh, no, it's not going to let me here. Hold on, folks.
Go to the... Yeah. Cameron.
Here we go. Yeah, the full game highlights there. Nope. Best of Cameron Boozer. Nope. Boozer Bros. Boozer Bros. There it is. Here, I need to get this up so everybody can see this.
Caden Boozer floats it up, slammed down by Brown.
All right, folks, you got to see this shit.
And trying to go even.
Okay, so number 12, that's Cameron Boozer. Number 2 is Caden Boozer. and so you can
nice.
see that Caden has some
Good work.
great freaking handle on the ball here.
Yeah, he does.
Now he and his brother are gonna like team up on a lot of these plays here, and I'm thinking that if you're an NBA team out there, you want to get yourselves a couple of
You want
awesome,
to get them both.
couple of awesome players. You draft these boys together,
Right.
and then you watch them go off. Look at this, man.
Right.
It's just,
You make some trades and you trade up and you make sure you get them both.
man, what a freaking facilitator that kid is right there. Right to his brother. His brother sets it up, drives to the basket, puts it up.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Made for the NBA. These kids are going
have
somewhere.
played together their whole lives too. Like, don't split them up in the NBA.
No, I wouldn't.
Don't split them up
You
in the
gotta find a
NBA.
way.
Yeah, you got to make. I don't care.
But this is one of those, rare times where you're watching like greatness happen in front of you. So
Right.
you got two guys now who are ranked really high up there in the NBA draft. So you know that they're both going to go in the first round.
Early.
Early.
Yeah.
Boozer. The legacy continues.
Oh man, it's so fucking awesome.
I am so fucking happy to see that, man. It's just kind of pumps me up. So let's get off the Boozer train here.
Yeah, they'll probably split them up at first, but maybe eventually they'll wind up on the same team together.
Let's see. I want to go back here. There we go. And now I want to talk about this next gentleman here. Let's move back to football after we talked about the Boozers. Let's go to the New York Giants. Let's talk about this guy, Cam Scatterboo. Scatterboo. Arizona State legend, New York Giants star running back Cam Scatterboo. The guy came out as a rookie in an absolute dominating fashion before he broke his leg and he was out for the rest of the season. But his star is rising. And of course, the new season with the New York Giants, a lot of people are wondering if Cam Scatterboo is going to be ready to go and everything. Sounds like he's going to.
He's such a monster.
But apparently he got in some deep shit on a podcast recently for saying some pretty fucked up stuff about CTE. Here, let me pull this up.
Okay.
And I'm pretty sure this guy is going to get in trouble. Like, the league is going to hammer him for something. Let's see if I can pull this up here. Yeah, there we go. And I don't know whose podcast this was. But, yeah, here we go. And we'll switch over to this one right here.
Okay.
Okay, there we go. Now, take a fine listen to some of this, folks.
Do you think CTE is a real thing? No. That's an excuse. I think asthma is an excuse too.
Yeah.
What? Is that a hot take?
No, that's a good
That's
take.
valid.
Yes, asthma's fake.
Is there anything worse than when you're in 4th grade and someone's huffing and puffing, you're just soft?
Yeah, just literally
be better.
breathe air.
Do you think CTE is a real thing?
No. That's an excuse.
Okay.
Now I'm wondering if it's a joke.
Look, you can be a really crazy good football player and be dumb. Sometimes it's kind of expected. So this doesn't surprise me.
Yeah, so my friend Cam, you're probably going to get a call from the NFL Players Association requesting a little bit of a chat with you as to why you're out there talking about like brain damage not being real. Yeah.
You're going to have to sit through a fucking video.
That's going to be rough. Yeah, you're going to have to sit through a video and some sensitivity training, okay? Now get on out there and smash your head against that guy's head.
Right.
Make it happen right now, Cam. Go get it done, Scatterboo. Anyways, there you go, folks. That's our show for tonight.
Good show.
I'm sorry that most of it was so very bleak and grim, but at least the second half had some levity to it. You know what I mean? I think sometime in the next week or two, we're going to follow up on that Rock of Love stuff. and I've got most of my research done.
Right,
but
we'll be on Kick.
We're gonna be on Kick because I gotta admit there's probably gonna be some titties or two.
Right.
So make sure that if you haven't subscribed to our Kick channel, you get over there to Kick. We have posted our Kick channel in the Facebook page. If you want to go check that out, get signed up and all that good stuff. Like the stream, share it around, let everybody know.
Oh, and we're going back to Comic-Con.
Yes.
Arctic Comic-Con.
Arctic Comic-Con.
Fucking dope.
Coming up on, I think it's 24th and 25th, or we leave the 24th, 25th and 26th is when the event is. Right. I think we're just going to stay for the Saturday for the wrestling show, and to go see Jake the Snake and some other guys and everything. But yeah.
We'll fly in Friday evening and kick it and fucking...
Not going to do that 2 days because Sunday it was just dead the last time we were there. But
fucking Jake the Snake Roberts is going to be there. Fucking Ron Perlman's going to be there. There's going to be wrestling. There's going to be Down to 7 Pro Wrestling show that's going to be there. Fucking, there's a lot of like really good voice actors and shit like that are going to be there this year. We're going mostly for the celebrities this year than so much and the wrestling. More than like any really nerdy shit, but there's going to be tons of comics and other nerdy shit to do while we're there.
Always fun to do that, man. Always fun to do that shit. But anyways, yep, that's coming up here fairly